You can't just have like, oh, I want my water this temperature. Like,
you can't do that at Starbucks?
I don't even fucking complain like that.
It's not a complaint. When you go in there, you say, let me get a hot chocolate. At what temperature?
Yes, but you can't ask for a tea at room temperature.
But you can ask for a hot chocolate at kids' temp, but you can't ask for a tea?
Yes, because they steam the milk. They don't steam the water.
What do you...
Well, I don't know. I'm not a barista. But I'm just saying.
As a former barista, okay, you do control the temperature of the water. You definitely do. To create more foam, or if you're just going to go ahead and heat something up. Yes, but how do you boil it? So you have a machine that has steam that comes out of it.
Starbucks ain't doing all that.
Yes, they have an actual espresso machine with a...
Because all their fucking... That should be hot.
Yes. So they're probably... Again, they're making it hot. So that way for people who are traveling, this doesn't get cold. While you're on the road.
Why don't you want to drink it now? Like, why do you sit on something?
If you want to drink it now, you're going to ask them for...
That's why they sell cups.
A what?
Insulated cups, so they can...
Insulated cups, it's going to keep it hot.
Exactly. If you want it fucking hot, I want to drink it now, motherfucker. I don't want to drink it hours later.
Then get it iced.
If I wanted it hours later, I would have bought it hours later.
Get it iced.
Nah, but you don't want ice. Well, you know what? I don't even really fuck with them, but this tea... Man, this tea's banging.
Yeah, their Starbucks has a good, what is it called, medicine ball. So shout out to them because you are feeling a little under the weather.
A little ill.
You got the Rona.
Fuck you. You are the Rona.
Yeah, I am the Rona. And you my tender Rona. Yeah.
But anyway, medicine ball.
We are the Moragnes. I am Diami, and who would you be?
Mimi.
Mimi, yes, thank you. And you're not feeling too well, boo-boo. What are we going to do about that?
Sweat it out.
You gonna sweat it out?
I have more than one idea of how it can do that, but we just completed one. Shot of Knob Creek.
Yeah, so we're doing like a hottie toddy.
We're working on 2.
Yeah. Some tea. We're drinking the medicine ball, and we're gonna chase that with...
And a medicine bowl.
Medicine ball. Shout out to... Look at the segue queen over here.
Yes, here we go.
Shout out to Cali Dreams. You can go ahead and find them at www.calidreamsy.com if you're in the IE and parts of Orange County. Holler at my boy, and he'll make sure he laces you. Ask him for the Moragne pack. Anyway, my love, let's talk about the week. This was a week for me of a lot of discovery and realization and excitement at the end of it. So
why?
Because I think we now
and choose your words wisely.
Unified. What? Whoa, what are you doing? You already on the defensive, and I ain't even said nothing yet.
Cause shit was probably revealing to you.
Revealing to me? No, it was just so it was an awakening that we needed to have a better plan for our son, and engage him differently than what we were doing, and making options available to him. And once we found the source, I like how we were both on it, and we incorporated,
there you go with your horny ass.
His feedback. What are you talking about? We're trying to talk about our son. You talking about horny asses?
No, Junior. I think his testosterone's kicking in.
All right, out of sight, out of mind. We outside. This is another Al Fresco episode. They can hear crickets in the back. I'm trying to talk about how we came together as husband and wife and did some really dope parenting this latter part of the week. So do you want to talk about that? The schooling. Do you want to talk about that? What we found online?
Oh, Outschool.
Outschool.com. Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, shout out to Yvonne, who is a friend of my wife's.
And of yours too, with you.
But she met you through her. I met her through you. So she's definitely my people's because she put me on to Outschool.com. And I went on, checked on it. My son's into, animals, things of that nature. And they had a lot of dope classes. We even found someone who's going to do some Spanish tutoring for him, which is dope too. So a lot of great resources on there. It's all virtual.
I know what y'all motherfuckers thinking.
What?
I can hear it already.
What are they thinking?
That
what?
Why he needs Spanish tutoring. Shit.
Because
I ain't a professional. I don't know the right way besides yelling at him. That's the only way I know of
People listen to the podcast. They know. Go ahead.
How to put his thoughts in a fucking paper.
Right.
You know, he's struggling there, but I'm nervous when all the kids are struggling in that aspect after I spoke to the teacher. So I think this tutoring will, if not help him, help me understand, like, okay, how can I help him? Or, you know, what tips can I use so I can try to help him with that?
Right. I really wasn't even talking about that, because your job is to assist. You know, try to teach, but assist. But if you can get access to more help, especially professional help, you know,
man, and these
in the
classes,
form of a teacher, you do it. And the thing I want to say is that I'm recommending this to all parents, for the simple fact that the one thing that COVID and this quarantine have done, and what I'm starting to see, is the damage it's doing to our children. And for some children, like our child, they're surrounded by adults. So it's hard for them to sometimes be a kid. They want to be around other kids and do kid things, some things that might annoy us, being silly, you know, after a long day of work, or it's a little too early in the morning for you to be acting this way or whatnot. That's kid stuff. And normally they're around people who don't mind that energy. Other kids don't mind that energy. The teacher, if you're a teacher or if you're working in a school, you already have a certain type of mindset, so you don't mind that anyway. And for a lot of parents look forward to them going to school, getting the sillies out, whatever, and then coming back home a little tired, a little mellowed down or whatever, take you to practice here, bring you home, finish the homework, depending on whatever their age is. So school was a tremendous buffer to a lot of people's relationships when it came to their children. And now that school's been removed from that, you know, it just seems like kids have a lot more energy. They're not able to get out. Parents are a lot more stressed out. And I'll admit to that, last week I was stressed out till really last night. But I'm proud that we were able to find those classes for him, get him in the classes. And like you were saying, you were talking about the pricing of some of these classes.
No, yeah, they're pretty affordable. I mean, I didn't notice. I was just looking and I was like, wait, this is cool.
$11.
I mean, it depends what you're looking for, but it can be, I've seen classes as cheap as
it was like $6 or something.
$7.
Yeah.
And then 11, 20s, depending, you know, how much you're willing to spend. To us, we got 30 minutes of tutoring for, and you know, Spanish tutoring, like for $30.
It's like twice a week or something like that?
No, it's once a week. It's a one session thing. And shoot, I spend more money in stupid shit, you know, than...
Yeah, it's real spite. Yeah.
So,
I think we all do.
So why not? And if I'm able to learn, so I can...
Techniques, and yeah.
Yeah, so...
And again, it's about helping
hard.
him.
Yeah, and it's hard. I know it's finally getting to... It's just now starting to get to him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I caved in and I'm like, fuck it. You know, shit, God's with me. He's with us. Fuck this. Let's go to the park. Yeah. And, you know, I took my sanitizer, and knowing that that's fucking pre-COVID.
Right.
Kids were getting sick there and shit, you know?
Right.
But I'm like, nah, he wore his fucking mask. I don't care.
Yeah. And he had a great time. He was climbing on stuff, and you could really see how much he missed being out.
I'm like, don't touch your face.
Interacting with other kids.
Come over here and put hand sanitizer from time to time. So
right. Well, let me ask you this. So, knowing how happy it is that how happy he has been being around other children, would you now consider sending him back to school? Let's say, I know the school district in which our child goes to basically shut it down for the rest of 2020. So, 2021, let's say there is not a vaccine, but the numbers have dipped. Let's say less than 20% of the population.
And we're not in purple zone anymore.
No, for the most part, you still got to go out. You got to wear a mask and stuff like that. people are still getting it. Would you consider sending him back out with no vaccine if the scientists were like, yo, we're still working on a vaccine, nothing's safe yet for people? And again, let's say,
Are these motherfuckers working 24 hours a day?
Who? The government trying to create the vaccine? What are we talking about? So would you send them back to school?
I don't even think, even if they had the vaccine, I would give that shit to him. Let the stronger fucking, we'll stay probably as we've been staying, just keeping it small and shit. But
you mean local small gatherings?
Yeah.
Yes, I feel you.
Yeah, like the biggest thing we're gonna do is probably this weekend coming up.
Yes.
But it's outside, so cool.
Yeah.
Got my jacket.
So was that what was that confirmation announcement or whatever they had where Trump got everybody sick? The dude at the Dodgers, shout out to them. I know your family's really happy the Dodgers won, and shout out to the city of Los Angeles returning to the city of champions. Love it or hate it. Personally, I hate it. But props to the Lakers and the Dodgers. But Justin Turner plays up until the 8th inning of the final game of the World Series. They find out he has COVID, and they pull him. He goes back out on the field later, no mask on, in a couple scenarios, taking pictures and partying. Not partying, but celebrating with his teammates after he was told he could not. So what are your thoughts? People partying in the streets, celebrating these victories.
I mean, shit, if you expose yourself to that, if you want to risk it, I mean, is it right when, they're telling you to do otherwise? I mean, for me, I would should probably be there if I am, like, wear a mask or whatever the fuck, like,
there were some people out there with masks. There were some that weren't, but isn't the thing, this is an infectious disease, so your attitude can't be just like, fuck it. Because if you get it, you can give it to somebody else. And imagine this cat, and who knows? We don't know if it was if he had symptoms or not. But regardless, he was out there, and there's a lot of people who are gonna go hug their grandmothers, their mothers, after they won the biggest moment of their life. And I understand. You want to be there with your squad. You battled. You went through it. You were cheated. Yeah. I understand, but I think at the end of the day it was a wrong move on that part. But again, shout out to LA, all the LA fans. Y'all did it. I don't know what else is there left. Did hockey season already happen? Did the Kings take it?
I don't know.
That'd be dope if every professional sports team in LA won a championship for Kobe. Would you agree that or not?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a cold tribute the year he passed away for them to do that. So, speaking of love, Kobe gets a lot of love. Maybe the most beloved star in Los Angeles sports history, but that's for another conversation. Loving what you do and how important that is to life and just everything in regards to you growing old. And I was going to call her a young lady, but yeah, I'll call her a young lady. There is a young lady, Miss Terrell, who is 101 years old. And not only is Miss Terrell 101 years old, but she is also a hairstylist down in Tennessee. So, babe, let me ask you, how do you feel? One thing, she's 101 and she's still working. Let's say that was your mom, and your mom was doing hair at 101. That was the thing that kept her going. Would you want her to slow down and not do it anymore? Or would you just allow her to do it until ultimately, she was done?
If it wasn't hurting her, I'd tell her to continue doing it. Fuck. If it wasn't hurting her, I would tell her to continue doing it. Because at the end of the day, that's what keeps her going. I'm sure once she stops, that's the same thing that happened with my grandma. When she stopped, like, her body just started deteriorating.
So, I mean, when she stopped, like, cooking and stuff like that? Okay.
When,
because I know she wasn't really working mm-hmm. for a while.
She got hurt. They hit her. They ran her over.
That happened to TJ, right?
Yeah. They, she broke several ribs. and like her jaw, they knocked her teeth out. So since there is when she started to.
Did they ever catch the people that did that?
No.
So it was just hit and run. They just left her there to die.
No, she was. My grandma was walking with somebody.
So she's walking with a family member.
Yeah, with somebody. I don't remember who.
Damn. And how old was she when she got hit by the car?
I was young.
Were you? Okay.
I think it was like a teen. I don't remember.
Okay.
Man, my memory's bad. But
so after that, is that when she came to live with you guys when she was hit?
Well, she lived with us, but yeah, after that, yeah, then she came out here. She lived with us.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mama Thita. She was a wonderful lady. So 101. So you would continue to let your mom work at that age, or would you try to slow her down? And I know you said, hey, my grandmother changed when she had this traumatic event happen. But let's say, minus a traumatic event, is it time to pull moms in?
She kept on going. My grandma still would have kept on going, and that's why I'm using her as an example, because even after that. Remember when she dropped the pot of beans?
Yeah, she was so sad
and
that
she
day.
was crying.
Yeah, she knew it was a wrap. She knew she was done. That was kind of like, I can't do it
So
no
I was
more.
like, nah, just ask. You can still do it. We'll just move the pot for you.
Yeah.
And you can still stir it and everything. Get your little stew and shit.
Everything,
but
little cutting board or some safety knives. She could have got down.
She didn't mind taking trips. She didn't care.
Nah, she was cool. That was my girl. I loved her to death. She was real cool.
But then cancer got her, and she fought it. Got her again. She was fighting it. She got a heart attack. It's too much for her body.
Yeah, it was. She lived to be 93, right? 93 years old.
94.
Almost, yeah. She was almost 94. But hats off to this lady, to be that up there in age and to still be able to cut hair and have a passion to go ahead and do her own thing. You know what I mean? And just what she says is, she stays busy and, she just focuses on what she likes to do. And so shout outs to her. I think she's in Memphis. I don't know the name of where she works at, but there's a great article, blacknews.com. Go ahead, go there, check out Callie Terrell, and 101-year-old beautician in Tennessee. Could you imagine living to 101? That's a long time. And that's a lot of pain, too, because you're going to lose a lot of people within that time period.
Yeah.
You have to be really strong.
That's what she is. And that's probably the reason why she continues working.
Yeah. Just knowing that, tomorrow's never promised. And, that she's still blessed to be here doing what she does. And that's the attitude to have, I think, in life. Speaking of time, how long would you have waited for me to say, marry me? Don't answer that just yet, because there's a brother who proposed to his woman after 45 years of dating on a Southwest airplane. Of course, she said yes, but they had been together 45 years before he proposed. So, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, how long would you have waited for me to ask you to marry me?
Nah, at that point, we're already life partners. At that point, we're already married and not. It doesn't necessarily need to be on a piece of paper. It's 45 years. They were dating somewhere, 13?
I think they were together since they were 13 years old. Yeah, 13 years old. Yeah, he says on the microphone, I've been with her since I was 13 years old. We were both 13, yeah. I mean, that's a long time, and that's a different love. That's not a love that happens nowadays too much, you know what I mean? Because social media, things of that nature. But, to be, and then, at that age, 13 meant something a little different than it means now, as far as responsibility and probably maturity at that time, you know what I mean? But I'm asking you, how long would you have waited in real life? Let's say I didn't propose when I did. Let's say I waited. Let's say we, we were going 3 years into our relationship and I hadn't proposed to you yet.
I think if we're dating and we're still serious, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, we moved in together and everything.
So let's say
at that point we're together.
So let's say I bought a house. We weren't married. I bought a house and didn't say I'm gonna put you on it, and then was just like, hey.
Okay, then we're not married. We're not really. Then I get my own house. Then I put my name on it and I'll live over there.
So that would be the deal breaker. Would be if I.
No, it's like, okay, well, at that point you buy a house. At some point, I don't know. I mean, if it's 2 years, 3 years,
Let's say we've been together 3 years. You know me, my hypotheticals. We've been together 3 years. I'm like, hey, I'm buying a house. And, I'm telling you about it. And I'm looking for your approval.
But what, are we moving in together?
Well, I'm not really.
Are we living together? Or no?
Yeah, let's say we're living together. Let's say we have an apartment or something. Or we're renting a house. And I'm like, yo, I'm buying a house. And I want you to come
and
with
how
me
is our relationship? Do we have
house.
separate bank accounts?
Oh, that's a good one. Damn. I didn't think about that.
Shit.
That's deep in the hypothetical.
Well, you asking, right? There's facts.
Yeah, you broke the matrix on that one.
Shit, see, y'all fucking dummies just be fucking thinking straight like, y'all money, y'all, that's her issues, her problems.
Ooh, watch it. I gotta watch out. Damn. I got a cold one over here. You a cold piece? Okay.
You gotta pull
so
the trash can.
Let's say we do have the same. Let's say we do have. We're on each other's bank account. Let's say we share a bank account.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So we share a bank account, and then I approach you, and I'm like, hey, you know how we talk about moving out or whatever? I want you to come look at a couple of houses with me because I'm thinking of buying a house. So
I'll be like, we're buying a house or you're buying a house?
Well, I'm thinking of buying a house. If you want to get on, then yeah, we could talk about it. Yeah.
So, what do you mean we could talk about it?
Like, we could talk about what we're going to do.
So, are you asking me to buy a house with you? Or are you saying you want to buy a house by yourself?
No, I'm saying...
Because that's two different things.
I'm saying I'm buying a house. Are you interested in coming to see them with me and maybe want to get in on it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Explain maybe.
Well, maybe you won't like the house I like. So,
that we like.
Well, maybe you don't like it, but
maybe
I do.
Again. So
I can't be definite in these situations. All I know is I'm trying to buy a house. I want to know if you want to come see them because I would like your opinion. And if you like,
so it's going to be our home.
Then maybe we can get into it. If you're like, yeah, let's
because obviously you haven't. Because you obviously we're not married. So okay, I want to make sure that it's we. So
if we buy a house, do we have to?
Because at some point we're still, what's that law again? I don't know.
Common law marriage?
Common law marriage.
Right. But if I buy a house with you, we're tied to the house anyway. So bump common law marriage. If I buy a property with you,
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is it going to be our house?
If you're on the deed,
are we?
Yes.
So we're buying a house together. Okay.
Yes.
Of course, I would like an input of how I like my house to be.
Right. But what I'm saying is, what if I like a house and you don't, and I want to buy it?
Well, we have to.
Would you move in with me if I bought a house you didn't like?
No. Well, I won't buy a house that we don't agree in.
So let's say I really like a house. I'm like, yo, I like this house. You're like,
I don't agree with it.
I hate this house.
So let's keep on looking.
And I'll be like, no, I'm gonna buy this house, and you just come move in with me.
Then I would say no.
Why?
Because no, it's just you're looking for something else.
You love me more than
no,
a
you're
house?
not. Honestly, no. So you love. Do you love me more than a house? That's the question. All right. So
I don't like how you threw that back at me.
No. So what do you? I mean,
listen. You only allowed to throw it back one way, and that is not the way. Verbally is not the way. Right?
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know
right?
what you're talking about. But I asked the question first.
Okay, if you don't, there's your answer. So you said hypothetically.
Yes, it's all hypothetical.
If I don't ask you 3 years,
you're on the
okay,
house.
another hypothetical.
Okay.
So you asked me about the house.
Yeah.
So obviously, okay, you don't want to marry me, but
I
you
never
also.
said that.
Well, you would have asked.
When did I?
You rather buy a house.
Yes.
Then, so to me, it's like, okay, we're gonna buy a house to make it our home. We.
Okay.
Therefore, we have to agree. Maybe later he'll ask me to marry him or whatever, and maybe he doesn't. But at that point, I think, who cares?
So if we bought a house together, then you wouldn't really need to be married to me.
I mean,
I say that thing.
I'm thinking about the way I'm thinking, before.
Yeah, no. I'm just asking.
What I wanted back then.
If this is your first time listening to the show, we're married. That's why it's called the Moragnes.
No.
So, would you?
Would I what?
Would you not need to get married if we bought a home together?
I don't know. I don't think so. Who knows? Shit.
Let me ask you this then. What if you had a niece who came to you and said, Thea, me and my, significant other are gonna buy a house, and they've been together let's say 5 years. Would you ask well, what about marriage or
no? I wouldn't.
Would you ever ask that question within the course of the relationship?
No, because to me, they're already serious at that point. So they're gonna buy a house together. I'll be like, cool. I wouldn't question her. So what? You guys are not gonna get married? I would ask. Maybe not at that point,
right.
But I would ask just for curiosity. Maybe he doesn't or she doesn't
And I can't imagine somebody buying a house with someone they didn't have intent on marrying unless you were against marriage and that was a consensus within the couple. Like both partners said, nah, we don't want to get married. We're just going to go ahead and live and have a life partnership. I know people who have been in those type of relationships for 30 years of being someone's life partner with actual no paperwork. So I'm not judging. I just wanted to ask that question. I thought, it'd be interesting to see what is valued more. Would it be the fact that we're married or the fact that we are tied together by this property? Like, what is stronger in your opinion there? So are you familiar with Prince Harry? He's Princess Diana's son. He's married to the I'm gonna mess her name up, but the Markle lady. Yeah. The Duchess. I think she's not redhead.
No.
He has redhead. Yeah. I want to say she's like a duchess or something like that, but I could be wrong. I think they got stripped of their knightship or royal ship, and I'm not trying to. No? Yeah, I'm not trying to hate. I just don't know.
I think they gave it up, and hey, shit.
To be free, hey, if they are, props to them. But what I wanted to ask you is this: he said through his marriage to her, because she is mixed with African American, if I'm not mistaken. Her pops, right?
Her dad.
Her dad's a brother.
No, her mom's.
Oh, her mom's is a sister. Okay, that's fly.
The pops is white.
That's fly. So, he admitted that he had a unconscious, I guess, racial bias. That he was unaware he was racially biased before he got in a relationship with her, got married, and then had to see through his eye or see through her eyes and the situation that she dealt with, what it was like to really be, stereotyped and have to deal with prejudice, and how unaware he was with that. So let me ask you.
A lot of people are.
But let me ask you, because you grew up in South Central LA, you grew up in, a lot of predominant African American, communities. So did you ever have that moment in our relationship where you realize, like, yo, this is crazy? Or
like Pinche Negro?
Was it, no, not you saying that, but you realizing that I'm now getting to see the other side of the coin. Like, I now understand, I have a better glimpse of what happens to the black community because I've now, married to someone of that ethnicity. No. Now, that's because of where you were born, or not where you were born, but where you were raised, as far as
because I've already experienced it.
Right.
So.
Why do you think some people choose to be blind to what happens?
I don't think those that have been a part of it and be blind, I have no fucking idea. But others that are really, really blind, like they're oblivious to what's really going on. So, it's not a fair situation. and it's beyond fairness. There's just way too much hate out there. It's way too much, way too many hateful people.
Is it hate or is it fear? Do you think people are afraid of other people, or do you just think it's a deep hatred?
I think it's a deep hate, like dislike, because they don't know. And
so the lack of exposure.
Yes.
And I agree with you. I think once people are exposed to other cultures,
to like locking your doors and shit, when a person of color approaches.
Well, I mean, unfortunately,
it's just like, whoa.
Like you said, a lot of people don't have the upbringing that you were able to have, to grow up in the community, but be an outsider to the community for the most part, like not having to deal with some of the stuff that most African American families have to deal with. Your folks came over with their own traditions and stuck to those traditions. What had worked for a very long time. Unfortunately, in a lot of inner city communities that happen to be African American, those homes are fractured, and they're already plagued with drugs, police violence, because they're we unfortunately have succumbed to a lot of the negative situations that we have been put into. We've adapted some of those beliefs and have accepted those to be the norm. And when someone does something that most people deem what you should be doing, graduating high school, getting a job or whatever, it's almost cheered, which I'm not shooting down. You celebrate your wins every step of the way. My son reads a complete sentence. I'm like, yeah, man, I like that. You know what I mean? So you want to celebrate that. But what I'm saying is you want to continue to push. Like we were talking about in the first segment with our son and the learning. But, it's definitely a lack of awareness and a lack of just contact with someone who is different from yourself and believes differently.
You ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta agree with it. But just give respect so you can get it as well. It's just be kind to others' beliefs. That doesn't mean that's who you have to be around. Just should be kind. There's just so many people, like, every day I just hear there's something negative when you're out and about. It's just somebody like honking, like, fuck.
Yeah, that's one thing I try to.
Or just, cursing at somebody else just because I'm like, you almost ran me out. Like, when the person hadn't even back up. It's just, everybody's angry right now.
Everybody is, they're confined. And, they're confused. They're hearing this, they're hearing that. There's a lot of paranoia. It's paranoia that is tucked away for the most part, but there's a lot of ticking time bombs. People out there who are really tripping. And try to be as positive as you can. And, if you need help, nothing wrong with seeking therapy. Now, I sent you a link about the 12-year-old boy who's sentenced to 7 years for shooting a 1-year-old.
Only 7 years?
Babe, he's 12.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken,
he's 12 doing drugs.
He survived. Yeah, I understand that.
It doesn't matter. Okay, so if that kid shot your son, your 1-year-old son Tito, when he was just turning 1.
Yes.
Would you be okay with 7 years? This motherfucker will continue doing drugs. This motherfucker continue cutting his that shit, the shit that they put on your ankle bracelet.
Ankle bracelet, yeah.
And doing like fuck whatever Judge Lee
Instagram
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like.
So let me tell you this.
So no, that motherfucker needs more time.
All that is what? Everything you described is what? what is that? That's learned behavior, right? So that means he is influenced by the wrong people. So he needs time. He needs time, you're right, but time to be influenced by the right people.
Yes.
Not being thrown
No,
in
you're not going to be thrown in
That's what they're doing. He's going to
jail.
He's going to a juvenile facility. So
he needs help.
Right, but that's what you're saying is you earlier were going to say give him life.
No, I didn't say give him life.
Well,
he
what
needs
was you
more time. Seriously, I think that time.
If he shot Tito.
If he was in there, he needs to. Somebody like that needs a lot of help.
I agree, but I don't
if he's going towards the right direction and he's showing that he's changing and whatnot, then maybe then, who knows? But I don't know. Right now, the way I'm feeling, fuck him. All right, so that's the way I'm feeling right now because I'm thinking about my son.
And you're thinking about your son, and I would feel that
you know what?
same
To
way
me,
as soon as I knew
I'm
my
not
son
a
was
grudgeful
fine.
person.
No, you're not.
Just don't don't talk about my son.
Right, I got you.
About my son, that's it.
Right,
that's where I draw the line.
Right, as anyone.
That's where they could talk about you. I don't care.
Yes,
but
because you do.
No,
so
but
as long
I would
understand,
not.
Every mother is rocking with that, as you should. You're a good mom.
Regardless if it's the truth, it ain't for you to say.
Right, I got you.
So, message.
So, 7 years, and I'm hoping it's in a situation where he gets help. And it's therapeutic. Yeah, you did. You spilled all your tea right there. So I hope it's a therapeutic situation for him. I don't want him going to a facility that is going to basically make him a better criminal and make him even more cold-hearted. So, hopefully he gets help. Hopefully
he does get help. Hopefully he does, and he's not another.
Sad because his mother. It's a crazy story, and it's not crazy because this is reality in a lot of communities. Rodney's mother was reportedly 16 when she had him. The mother was arrested multiple times while he was a toddler. The grandfather had to come in and become his legal guardian. So obviously he didn't maliciously try to kill this child. Probably he was waving a gun and it went off in one of his little stupid videos, and shot the kid. I'm glad the kid is fine.
By the time, 12 years?
He'll be 19.
By that time, the little girl's gonna be 14 years old, 13?
No, the girl's one. No, the girl's 1. She's gonna be 8.
How many years did he give her?
He got 7. You want to give him more?
Oh, he got 7 years. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You want to give him more originally?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much time do you think more he should have got?
I don't know. I mean, it all depends on how well he's doing.
So
don't ask me now. Ask me 7 years.
So you think he should do all 7, and then they should look at him to give him more time if he hasn't?
Well, it depends.
Been
I don't
better
know.
in prison.
What is he gonna go out to?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he needs help. You can't put a kid in there for his formative years, and then what does he learn to do? Nothing. So hopefully he goes somewhere where they have at least some sort of school and they have some sort of trade or something, because now he's in the system. So he has really no options to better himself other than what are available to him. And that's the cold part about this, is when you become a part of the system, you're done. Mm-hmm. You are now going to be fed, you're going to be educated, and you're going to be controlled by people who have no good intention on trying to make you a better person. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not condoning what he did. He needs to suffer consequences for this, and thank God the little baby is good. But and there's gonna be
it couldn't have been.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Again,
but
I'm not saying that.
So now, to me, I would say, just do your time and do right. And by then, who knows? And maybe even before that.
Yeah, you never know. I know there's going to be therapy needed on both sides. And, maybe this kid thought that this was a game with the guns and the rapping and all this type of stuff like that. And again, it's the exposure. It's what you expose your kids to. And it sounds like this young man had nobody. I'm not sure how old the grandfather was, but, it's one of the situations
what was I doing at 12 years old?
You weren't shooting babies and robbing and smoking weed. But even in our heyday, there were kids that were still doing that. You know what I mean? So this ain't a new age thing. This is a thing that's been going on in our community for a very long time. And that is a problem. We have to address these situations. But, that's another conversation, for another time. Before we get out of here, how you liking your nails? You got a little Halloween drip, came through dripping. A little polish them up or whatever. You need to go back.
I was feeling tired.
You need to go back and do it big.
Nah.
One of these days, after the Rona is gone. But, you got a little nice little polished job. I see what you did there. Yeah.
So I can tickle your nuts.
Okay. Do you ever ask me if I like my nuts tickled or not? You be
I take.
Okay, Jada's Pops, you need to slow your roll.
Shit, don't act like you don't like it.
When you take it?
Yes.
It just depends on how you take it. And when you take it. And how you take it. 'Cause sometimes you're trying to twist it up. I don't know what that's about. That's not sexy. I don't know what book that was in. And what was that you were reading? The Dark and... What is that called?
I have not read a damn book in I don't know how long.
But when you what was the last one you was reading? That little pervert book. What was it?
What little pervert book?
I thought they made a series of movies.
Oh my goodness. It's 50
Black.
Shades of Grey.
Yeah, there you go. 50 Shades of Grey. I'm trying to see 50.
Pop that out.
I'm trying to see 50 Shades of Brown. You ain't got to pop nothing. I'll pop it out for you. I do the popping. Okay.
I never even watched the movie. But
I know you read. Yeah, I know you read the book. The movies weren't too well received.
I haven't read all of them. I only read the first. And then.
As I bought you all three. I bought you the box set.
I only read one. I read one. The first, I think it was 3. Yeah, I read the first one.
Yeah.
Half of the second.
Yeah, I remember that first one. You was ready. You read a chapter and be like, man, let's go, man. Like, what? All right. Hey.
Every chapter was different.
You was on it. I was like, let's go, 50 Shades. Keep it going.
That's why you bought me the trilogy.
I had no idea. You said you wanted it. I forgot who had told you about it. So I was like, all right, cool. I saw it like on Amazon or whatever, copped it. Or no, I went somewhere else and copped it. Barnes & Noble.
Then Tito started walking.
Why? What that killed game? Tito started walking?
Nah, because I didn't have time.
Oh, you had to start chasing him around? Remember that day you wanted to kill me because I let him climb on those diaper boxes and I took a picture? You got all the way to the top. You were heated. We need to go back and find those pictures. They're on the computer. Got them saved to the hard drive. I got them saved to the hard drive, so we should go ahead and
by the safe.
Take a look at those one day with him. I think he'll get a kick out of those. He's at that age where he says he remembers everything, but I know there's a lot that he doesn't. It'd be cool to remind him. We should set it up one of these days. So tomorrow, you gonna cook on. You gonna get your little cook on.
Tomorrow, where am I?
We're gonna start the process of you cooking your oil and butter. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna make butter. And I need to go to Aldi then.
Okay, so you're doing butter and what else?
I'm gonna make butter, and then you're not gonna be able to go walk tomorrow. I'm gonna make butter and
damn, Suge.
Coconut. No, honey. No, I'm gonna make CBD honey. That's what
CBD honey. Okay.
And then I'm gonna make butter. I don't know.
THC
I need to go to I need to go buy a weigh.
You gotta go buy a scale.
Yeah, a scale.
Hey, you get a scale from Walmart, Target. I have them for sure. You should do that pull up or pick up delivery, whatever, where you just drive up and the dude bring your shit to the car, put it in the back, and you peel out.
You don't think these smoke shops have
I mean, they might, but they might be a little bootleg one. Like, if it's something, check it out. If it's something you're going to do, like if you're going to do this on the regular, you want to get a quality scale so you always know you're measuring the same amount. Especially if you're going to be letting your mom try it or other people try it.
I'm not going to get my mom try it. Hell no. She's going to be all mad.
No, it's the CBD one. The CBD one's not going to get her high. It'll make her feel good. So she might try that and be like, oh, I like this one. So you want to make sure it's consistent. You don't want to...
You know what? I have my dad be like guinea pig. I'm going to make him a tea every night. I'm going to put some honey in there.
So he don't wake up?
And I'm going to see how he starts feeling. No, he'll probably feel better.
Yeah, no, he will.
He'll be down for it. He'll probably give me some fucking... Probably ask me to give him something else.
You crazy. But I'm looking...
like, oh, give me the other one, the THC.
I'm looking...
Esta chingadera no.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with. I think you're going to really do some creative shit, come up with some dope shit.
We're going to be hotboxing in that house.
Why are you going to be hotboxing? I thought you were going to put it in a crock pot or something.
Yeah, but I still have to decarbonize them.
Yeah, you do it in the garage.
I need to do them in the fucking oven.
I thought you were doing it in the crock pot.
No.
So what do you put in the crock pot?
In the crock
What'd you buy the little crock pot for?
Oh, I bought that for the I bought that for the honey.
Oh, so you're gonna make the honey in there, put the crock pot in there, type of thing. Okay,
and
or
then
put it in the crock pot. I got you.
And then I don't know. I'm thinking honey or maple syrup. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
But then I bought and then I'm gonna make the other ones in a crock pot too. I'm gonna take the crock pot to the garage.
Right.
But it's just when I need to do it in the oven when I decomp.
So okay. All right.
So.
We'll check it out.
But I'm gonna put them in jars.
Yeah.
So that way it won't smell up as much.
Oh, you're gonna put it in jars and then put them in the oven?
Yeah. Because right now, what I really want to do is just
decarb them.
Decarb them.
Right.
Before my parents come.
Yeah.
Fucking 40 years old and I'm still.
You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. You don't have to do rosaries.
Mom and shit. Yeah.
You have to do rosaries. Maybe that's without marijuana.
She's gonna light candles and shit.
What's she gonna call you, the queen of the south?
Reina de Sul en mi casa aquí. But yeah, and then after that, I could do them any other time in the crock pot.
Yeah. Well,
I
I'm
still have
excited.
to go buy the honey. I ain't gonna do all that shit tomorrow.
Okay. Well, never mind.
No, I'm a decarbonize. Like, I just need the weight. I need that weight for tomorrow.
Right. That's
so
what
I'll
I'm
probably
saying.
go to Walmart.
If you're gonna go to Aldi's, isn't Walmart across the street?
Yeah, I'll do
so
that.
So you can go Walmart, do the pickup, pick it up, and then dip over to Aldi's and get what you need. Does Aldi's do pickup too? Can you order online for Aldi's and they bring it out for you? I would check. I don't think they do it.
No.
Nah.
I like picking my shit. I don't like nobody picking my shit. Be giving me rotten fucking fruit.
Oh, you've had that before where they gave you rotten fruit?
Yeah, all nasty and shit.
Where was that at?
In the beginning, when I used to do the...
What you did?
When I used to do, when COVID started,
and
I used to do my pickups because I wasn't going out.
Right. Oh, you talking about the ladies that go shop for you, whatever? Yeah. What do they call Market? Yeah, Instacart. That's crazy. I remember Martha was working there, and now she ends up working with the actual grocery store. That's dope. So, anything else before we get out of here, my love? Anything you want to talk about?
I was supposed to give out shout-outs and I forgot.
Ooh, to who?
I don't know.
Dojo fam?
I don't know.
Bianca? Shout out to Bianca. Shout out to Ruthie. Shout out to Wendy. I want to shout out my sister. She's probably going to be mad. But I want to congratulate her on buying her house in New Mexico. Because she like to keep it on the down low. She be on that R. Kelly status. Not that she likes young kids, but
Lord.
that she just likes to be low key. But she ended up buying it.
She's private.
Yeah, her and her husband Frank ended up buying a crib out in New Mexico. So shout out to them. Shout out to my niece Natalie. She just had her birthday. She getting old. Old. She's almost old enough to drink. Crazy, huh? Time's flying. Time is flying, yeah.
Little girls.
Nah. They both in the Bay doing their thing, going to school and.
It's crazy how you still see them like that.
Yeah, you know what? It's tough. You're always gonna look at them as the little ones and the babies and even so much with Dito right now. Like when we were watching that Dora the Explorer, it really took me back. You know what I mean? So, shout out to them. But thank you for listening to the Moragnes. I'm Diami.
Me. Adios.
And you can go ahead and catch us on Spotify, catch us on Facebook, catch us on Instagram, Moragne_media. You can also check us out at the Ivy League radio show. What a verb. So go ahead, check us out. The Moragnes. Peace.